All right, Mix, you can go ahead and head back to your seats. And while you are heading to your seats, I want you to talk to your neighbor and tell them a time where you were really, really tired. Like a time when you were like really, really tired. All right. Well, hey, I brought along a couple of pictures of moments when I was really tired. I want you to check out this first one. This is me and my wife. We were on the way back from an event in Chicago. I was exhausted. I was like, hey, I got to take a nap before we get home. I'm not going to be able to make it. And then this next picture is me in college. I mean, I was with my college football team, and we were taking a road trip, and I was like, man, I just need a little bit more sleep. So mouth open, just going and gone. But hey, there are a lot of reasons why we might be tired. I was looking at some stats, and apparently only 10% of teenagers actually get enough sleep every night. And as I say that, I'm sure the leaders in the room are like, yep, that checks out. You probably are saying that checks as well, because you're like, man, you always can get some more sleep. Did you know, too, that there's also about 5 to 9 hours a day that we are on screens? The average person, 5 to 9 hours a day, you're just looking at a screen, and screens can make you really tired. But maybe some of you might be thinking that no, I'm actually tired because I'm going through something challenging and really difficult, and really, like, I just don't know how to navigate this situation that I'm going through right now. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of dealing with it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to get through it. And if that's you, I can relate. About a year and a half ago, I got a text when I was at the gym, and it was from one of my friends, and he let me know that a dear friend of mine, one of my closest mentors, a great friend, passed away unexpectedly. I'm in the gym, and I get this, and it stops me in my tracks, and I'm like, wow. Like, devastated was an understatement. I just couldn't believe that this had happened. So there's just this profound sadness. I'm like, man, I don't know, like, how could this happen? How could this happen? I don't know what I'm going to do in this situation. So the sadness actually went from being really sad to being angry. Because my friend, he was a pastor, he was a father, he was a son, he was a close friend, he was someone who really had done a lot of good things in this world, and I just didn't know why he was suddenly gone. I didn't know what I was gonna do in that moment, and maybe you're listening to that and you're thinking, you know what, like, the reason why I'm tired is just because I play a lot of soccer. I have a lot of soccer games, and it takes up a lot of my time, my energy, but I love it, and it's good, and it's okay that I'm tired. Or maybe you're thinking in your head, oh, you know, I just play a lot of video games. I stay up really late. I'm just playing video games, and I'm not getting enough sleep, and that's why I'm tired. But if you're listening and you're thinking like, Joe, like, I'm sorry about what happened to your friend, but I haven't really gone through anything tough or challenging like that, so I don't know what that feels like. I got some not so great news for you. You will. I know, yeah, it's not great, but the reality is that all of us at some point will go through a time in our lives where it's really challenging and difficult, and we don't know what to do, and it's a really, really big struggle. But there's good news, is that what we're gonna be talking about for the rest of our time will hopefully help us to be able to navigate those moments in our lives where it's not easy and it's challenging, but even in those moments, we can rest. Now, this morning, you guys heard about Jesus and how Jesus is the good shepherd, and he's the one who knows you and provides everything that you need. But there's more. Look at your neighbor and say, there's more. Look at your other neighbor and say, there's more. There's more. There's more. Not only is Jesus the good shepherd and someone who knows you and provides you, he's actually someone who also wants to protect you. He wants to guide you. He wants to lead you. He wants to help you as you're navigating all of the things that are happening in your life. And he wants to do that the same thing for the sheep that we've been talking about, right? There's these sheep, and he wants to help the sheep to get away from the danger and the things that are happening and going on around. He wants to make sure to guide them and lead them, and shepherds, they actually do that. But there's a challenge, because the sheep that we see and we talk about in John 10, these sheep are actually, they're led by hired workers. And these hired workers, they are someone who say, hey, you know what? I'm doing this job because I'm getting paid to do it. I was hired to do it. So when it comes to like, oh man, you know what? There's wolves, there's other animals, there's things that want to harm the sheep, that maybe even want to kill the sheep. These are not people who are going to be like, yeah, it's me or the sheep. I'm going to choose the sheep. No, it actually says in John 10 that they actually move out of the way. And they leave the sheep to their own devices because it's all about the money. It's all about the job for them. And honestly, that's okay because if you think about it, we have jobs. And we get paid money to do jobs, and maybe you even have chores. Or maybe you have a summer job. Maybe you mow lawns, or maybe you get to walk your neighbor's dog. You're doing things to earn money, and that's great. But honestly, the sheep actually don't need just a hired worker. They need a shepherd. Someone who's willing to lay their life down for them if it comes to that. If you think about it, we're a lot like the sheep. There's times where we're not the smartest, we're not the ones that are making the best decisions. We are people who need direction. We're people who need guidance. We're people who need help. We're people who need help, and we need to make sure that in those moments, there's someone there to help us. And here's the thing. When I even think about that, I know someone who actually can help us. It's someone who not only really wants to help those sheep and be their shepherd, but they can do the same for you and me. But before I get to that and I tell you a little bit more about that, I need a volunteer to help me really quick. A lot of hands went up in the air. Okay, all right. I met these gentlemen earlier, so I'm gonna get my friend with the blue shirt. Come on over. I need you to help me. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. No excuses. All right, remind me your first name, my friend. Joseph. Man, this was ordained by God, man. Joseph. This is good. All right, Joseph. Here's what's gonna happen. Right here, I have this whipped cream pie. I'm gonna show it to everybody so they can see it. And Joseph, this is what I really want to do. I am going to give you this pie into your face.
Yay!
Okay. I'm glad you're excited. But here's the reality though, Joseph. Normally what we would do in this situation is I would give you this pie to the face, and then I would maybe give you like I'd give you like a shirt or some candy or something. I'd even give you a towel too to kind of clean up. But we're not gonna do any of that today.
Yay.
We're not gonna do any of that today. I'm glad you're excited because I mean like this is like literally you're just getting this pie for no reason at all, no cleanup, nothing. You're just gonna have to go to your seat and kind of figure it out.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, Mix fam, I need you to help me. We're gonna count down to 3, and we're gonna do this. Oh, you're gonna take the glasses off. That's good. That's a good call. All right, here we go. Hold on. I got you. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Oh, hold on. All right, Joseph, chill right here. All right, I got another question. I actually need somebody who would be willing to take Joseph's place. Okay. All right. All right, hold on. Okay, all right, I see that red shirt, yep. You in the red shirt, yep. Yep. Come on, no, not you. This guy right here. Come on up. All right, what's your name?
Lainey?
Lainey?
Yeah.
All right, give it up for Lainey. Lainey, this is awesome. All right, so Lainey, is like the same thing is going to happen right now. Same thing's gonna happen right now. Like no towel, no cleanup, none of that. Like you're not gonna get anything for this pie. You're just
All
taking
right.
it.
You're right.
All right, are you good with that?
Yeah.
You're gonna take it in place of Joseph. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Joseph, like you literally don't even have to do it anymore. I know you're excited, but also it's a little bit messy. So I mean, I don't know. So all right, Lainey, are you ready? You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, Mix fam, I need your help again. We're gonna count down to 3. Okay? We're gonna count down from 3. There you go. Take off your hat. Yep. You can put it right there. All right, here we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Give it up for Lainey. Give it up for Joseph as well. I am not that mean. I actually do have prizes for you. I have a towel for you as well. Go ahead. I got some Garrett's popcorn because I'm from Chicago, so I want to give that to you. Give it up one more time for Lainey and Joseph. Give it up for them. Now, hey, remember, Mix, I told you that I knew someone who would actually be willing to be our shepherd. And you guys know him too. We've been talking about him a lot already. His name is Jesus. And honestly, if Jesus was here, if he was on stage, he would have been the first person to raise his hand and say, hey, I'm gonna take that from Joseph. Joseph is not gonna take that. He's not gonna have to worry about that. I'm gonna step into it. It's not about the money. It's not about the status. It's about the fact that I love these sheep and I'm gonna take care of them and make sure that they're doing okay and they have somebody to lead them and guide them. And I know that whipped cream is not that big of a deal when you think about what Lainey just did for Joseph. It's like, oh, it's just whipped cream, like it's not a big deal. But it is messy. And a lot of things in our lives are messy. A lot of things in our world are messy. There's war, there's sadness, there's shame, there's loss. There's so many things in our lives that are really difficult and challenging, but the truth of the matter is that we get to be in relationship with a man named Jesus who would say, hey, I am someone who wants to actually step in for you. I want to step into the mess. I don't want you to have to navigate those things on your own. Friends, we don't need a hired worker, someone who just cares about us because we can get something in return. No, we need a shepherd. We need a shepherd, someone who puts himself in harm's way for us, who says that, hey, you can actually rest. You don't have to worry about it because I will lay my life down for you. Friends, in those moments where there's sadness and there's anger and there's frustration and there's loss and all of those things that are happening in our lives, we need to be reminded that there's someone in heaven who loves us and cares for us, someone who can step into the mess, who can protect us, who can guide us, who can lead us, who can help us when those moments get scary and hard and difficult and challenging for you. I have a question for you. Are you looking for the shepherd? Because he's here for you and he's available to lead you and guide you. And we've been talking about him so much, and we're going to continue to talk about him, but he wants to be in relationship with every single one of you. I truly believe that to be true with my whole heart. He cares for you, he loves you, and he wants the best for you. And Jesus is actually the good shepherd who lays down his life for his sheep. For you and for me, and he lays this out in John 10. This is what he says. He says, hey, I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep and they know me just as my Father knows me and I know the Father. So I sacrifice my life for the sheep. I have other sheep too that are not in the sheepfold. I must bring them also. They will listen to my voice, and there will be one flock with one shepherd. The Father loves me because I sacrifice my life so I may take it back again. No one can take my life from me. I sacrifice it voluntarily, for I have the authority to lay it down when I want to and also take it up again, for this is what my Father has commanded. Friends, Jesus came so that he can willingly lay down his life for me and for you, because that's what a shepherd does. He loves and cares and protects and guides his sheep, and we don't have to do anything to receive this. Jesus does it because he's a good shepherd and he loves us and cares for us and wants the best for us. But he's not just doing this in the moments where everything's going good and it's awesome and we're like, man, hey, things are looking up. Psalm 23:4 reminds us that God is actually with us even in the moments where life is hard and challenging as well. Check this out. It says, this is Psalm 23:4. It says, even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid. Even when you walk through the darkest valley, you don't have to be afraid, for you are close beside me. God is close beside you. Your rod and your staff comfort me. His rod and his staff comforts each and every one of us. Mixed fam, here's what I know. There's gonna be moments in your life where you're gonna wonder, like, hey, is God really there? Is he with me in the moments where things feel like there's not put together, or those moments where you're lost and you're confused, or you experience that loss in your life, or maybe you have anxious thoughts because you don't get that grade on the test that you want, or maybe you're experiencing shame because you did that thing again that you know that you shouldn't have done, but you did it again and the temptation won, and you're just wondering, like, man, hey, is this always gonna be how it is? I want you to hear this. God sent his son down to earth to be your good shepherd because he knew that at some point you would need him. He knew that. And he also knew that there would come a time that he would actually have to send his son to come down and lay down his life for each and every one of us. And he did this because he loves us. Mix, you don't have to be tired or weary or filled with anxious thoughts or anxiety, but instead, Mix, we can rest because the Good Shepherd laid down his life for us, for me and for you. I told you earlier about my friend Jared and how hard him passing away was for me, and it was a big challenge. And honestly, in those moments, I really experienced a lot of darkness. And there's times in our lives where we're gonna experience darkness and we're gonna get into those valleys and those places where we just don't know, like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. Maybe when you lose someone that's close to you, or maybe that basketball game that happens and you miss that shot and you just feel so bad about it, and you're just like, man, is this always gonna be how it's gonna be? Is this always gonna be like this? Am I ever gonna be able to get out of the cave that I'm navigating? Friends, there's caves in our lives. There's moments where it feels really dark, but the thing that I love about Jesus is there's nothing that we've ever experienced in our lives that he hasn't experienced as well. When Jesus came to die for each and every one of us on the cross, he ended up in a cave. We refer to it oftentimes as a tomb, but the cool thing about this is that he didn't stay there. He didn't stay there because it was not his home, and the same thing can be true for you and me. Friends, today, I don't know where you're at. I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't know what cave you're navigating. Maybe you have some anger. Maybe you have some frustration. Maybe you have some shame. Maybe there's some anxiety. Maybe there's some loss that you're navigating. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be the end of your story. Doesn't have to be the end of the story. You can actually step out of that cave today. That anger that I was feeling with my friend Jared, and in those moments where I just didn't know how I was gonna react and what was gonna happen, I really just said, what, I just need to give this to God. I need to ask Him to help me as I'm navigating the anger and all the things that I'm dealing with. And I think that's what we need to do. I would just encourage you to know and recognize and remember that you don't have to go through the hills, or you don't have to go through the valleys. You don't have to go through any of those things on your own. It's much easier to deal with those things knowing that there's someone that is going to walk with us in those moments. Those hard times and those difficult moments, they're guaranteed. At some point, we're going to experience something that's really hard in our lives. This is what it says in John 16:33. It says, I have told you all of these things so that you may have peace in me. This is Jesus talking. He says, here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart because I have overcome the world. Mixed tough times don't last. Jesus does, because Jesus always wins. And friends, Jesus has overcome all of the hard and challenging things that you have navigated in your life. He wants to help you with the value. All right, here we go. You got me? Good, awesome. Well, hey, I want to just ask you again earlier. It's, I think, maybe, sort of. I- All right, here we go. We're going to just. Hey, I have a question for you. Are you looking for deception?
What?
Good. That's good. Here's what I want you to know. Not only would I encourage you to look for the shepherd, I would encourage you to believe that the shepherd actually wants the very best for you in your life. Friends, here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to stay in the cave. You don't have to stay in the cave. The cave is not the end. All you have to do is understand that there's a God in heaven who loves you and cares about you and wants the best for you, and He can help you to step out of the cave. So, whatever cave that you are navigating, I want you just to remember that you can rest. You can rest because there is a good shepherd who laid down his life for us. Let me pray for you. God, I am so grateful for this Mix fam. God, I pray that you would continue to remind them that you sent your son to die for them, to lay down his life for them because you love them. You care about them. You want the best for them. There is no cave that is bigger than you. God, help them to understand that you want the best for them, you love them, and you will help them to get out of the cave. God, we pray all these things in your name. Amen.